Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You've got them for a rep. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It is MRN Wing Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are so glad you joined us. Steve Post and Ashley Stremme here. Aaron Evernham is on special assignment.
Indeed, yes.
Okay, last week it was special assignment.
For Kate.
Kate was sick. Okay, this is a scheduled special assignment for Aaron. So we're so fortunate Ashley Stremme has jumped in here. Of course, Ashley is the co-host of Wing Nation on MAV TV every Saturday morning, presented by Sage Fruit. So good to have you back again, hanging out again.
Always great when I get an extra day to talk about sprint cars.
Yeah, let's twist your arm. Ashley, do you want to come and talk about sprint cars?
And it gets me out of the shop, so I'm
my
blessed.
gosh.
I get to talk about sprint cars. I get away from the shop. It's a good time.
Indeed, absolutely. So we are glad you're here. Okay, so we started this year in Florida, where everything was perfect.
Beautiful.
Weather was beautiful. Everything was good. And boy, did we hit a roadblock last weekend.
Yes,
oh my
unfortunately, Mother Nature has already chimed her little bell for the first time this year. And unfortunately, she keeps that bell quiet for the remainder of the season.
That's right. Mother Nature, you're gone. You're out here.
And in Pennsylvania, it was rain, not snow. Typically, the icebreakers snow that we're fighting with.
See, we debate the icebreaker. There are some people that are like, oh, it's the stupidest thing in the world. Not me. I'm telling you what, Alan Kreitzer, you're listening to this thing, love the icebreaker.
Yes,
I love that it's like, it's a challenge. It's something that Lincoln is notorious for. It's the beginning of the season. And yeah, some years it doesn't work out. This year it didn't work out, okay?
Right.
Some years it does.
I remember as a little girl, we would go every single year that they ran. And I mean, I remember them plowing snow one year off the track so we could get the race in. So the icebreaker has its little niche about it.
I was talking to Len Sammons, who does Area Auto Racing News, and of course he looks at the Northeast. And it's like, and he talked about his indoor races. And he said, we've got to plan it between the Turkey Derby, which is Wall Stadium. It's a paved track in New Jersey. They run on Thanksgiving weekend. Okay, and the icebreaker, which is the last weekend of February, he said indoor racing, the end of our outdoor season is the Turkey Derby. Nobody messes with the Turkey Derby. The beginning of the season is the icebreaker. Nobody messes with the icebreaker. You got to have those traditions. I love it.
Indeed. And then he sprinkles his little indoor racing
exactly.
in between those.
Exactly. So, yeah, so it didn't work out for the icebreaker. They're going to give it another shot here. Let's take a look at our Classic King screen printing and embroidery, hot topics. And there were a total of 3, that I'm aware of, 3 wing sprint car races this past weekend, okay? Now, while we talk about everyone struggling, Pete Walton with USCS, he set up shop with his Winter Heat Series in the Southeast. He's got everything in.
Well, if you listened to the podcast last week with Terry Gray, it was 80 and sunny and absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so I think Pete Walton's onto the hot ticket here. Just stay in the Florida area, okay?
That's exactly right.
And they were at Southern Speedway in Milton, Florida. Speaking of Terry Gray, he was our guest on our podcast presented by Hefner Racing Products. Parked it right on the front stretch on Friday night. How about that for the legend?
That's pretty amazing. And it was really cool to catch up with him. He had a lot of great things to say. And glad that the Wing Nation juju is still working for these guys when they come on before they go race.
Indeed, no doubt about it. Saturday night, it was Seth Bergman getting the win, and we're going to maybe give a little juju to Seth Bergman.
There you go.
He's going to join us here a little bit. Seth, a fascinating young man from Washington, state of Washington, runs the ASCS National Tour, but apparently got sick of sitting at home in Washington, drove from Washington to Florida.
I wonder how many hours that was.
Well, we're going to find out. We'll have to ask him that. So Seth Bergman going to join us here on the program as well. Other race last weekend. So there's 2 of the 3 out in California. Justin Sanders. Okay, it was a 360 race at Marysville Raceway Park. How about this, Ashley? Picked up a new ride with Mike Phelps in the number 56. First night out.
I'd say he's a keeper.
Man, you're gonna, man, that's fantastic. And Sanders a great racer out there. So Just good stuff. And Justin Sanders pick up the win. So the race winners, Terry Gray, Seth Bergman, and Justin Sanders. And hopefully we're at the stage now where we're not talking about the number of races you can count on one hand.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
It's almost time.
It's almost time. We're close to March here. We're getting ready to go. That's for sure. There you have it, your Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. Classic Ink. Great for hats, T-shirts, hoodies, towels, and a whole lot more for your race team, for another sporting event, for your corporate world, for your business world. Find out why guys like Brian Brown, Danny Dietrich, Donnie Schatz, and others, they choose Classic Ink. You should choose them as well. Hey, we need to step away because the aforementioned Seth Bergman, he joins us next.
Save on your next oil change when you purchase 5 quarts of Pennzoil High Mileage Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for the price of Pennzoil Conventional for $24.99. Plus, get a $5 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after mail-in rebate and earn double O Rewards points with this purchase. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Looking for custom racewear and embroidery? Do you want your race fans to represent your race team with trendy, original apparel? Contact Classic Ink USA, the new standard in custom screen printing and embroidery. Located in Greater Pittsburgh, Classic Ink USA's professional staff utilizes state-of-the-art facilities to transform your ideas into an attractive wearable piece. From custom track swag racewear to trendy quick crew wear, Classic Ink handles it all. Find out how you can get started. Contact Classic Ink USA screen printing and embroidery at the track and on your back.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
I'm Greg Wilson, driver of the Hercules Tire W20. Now back to Steve Post and Aaron Evernham on Wing Nation.
Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tire. Greg Wilson there. He's going to join us on Saturday on our show on MAV TV, presented by Sage Fruit. Also want to mention that Kendra Jacobs, the chief chef and bottle washer at Knoxville, she's going to join us a little bit later in the program. But let's talk to a guy that spent some time in Victory Lane. It was Saturday night. It was Milton, Florida, USCS. Seth Bergman joins us on the program. Hello, Seth. Welcome into Wing Nation.
Hi, guys. How's everybody doing there?
We are doing well, and I would assume you're doing pretty well after that trip to Victory Lane Saturday night. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm doing good right now. I'm currently in Oklahoma City, sitting at our race shop, watching it rain, drinking coffee. So actually, I feel like I'm back home in Washington State. So a good day here.
Indeed.
But no, over the weekend was good. I think we were in Florida for about 3 weeks there. We started at Ocala, ran there, ran East Bay, and then we ended up over there at the Southern Raceway. But final night, we were able to get a win, so that's always good. But, winning and losing, it's all a roller coaster, so try not to get too high or too low. But overall, it was a good 3 weeks out there.
Well, we mentioned earlier, you're from the great state of Washington on the far northwestern side there. Traveling all the way to Florida, how many hours is that? And do you plan stops along the way?
Yeah, well, I can tell you a few years ago, back before my family started traveling, we would have just hopped right in the truck and probably drove straight through. But now I have my family on the road with me. So like you're saying, I think the planned stops are a lot more frequent these days. As much as I just want to be a racer and hop in and just, pound miles and go. Now I got my family with me, so there's a lot more stops. You stop in, take the dog to the bathroom, and then the wife wants to stop and sightsee, and then I have my 1-year-old daughter with me. So a lot more family time, a lot more stops, but the end destination still the same.
I'm very glad that you mentioned the dog. I was scrolling through your Twitter, and I know it was a year or so ago, but I want you to tell that story. You were somewhere in Texas, I believe, and you picked up Lucky in the Walmart parking lot.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like he's still traveling with you, which is really cool. How did that all come about when you got a new friend?
Well, myself, my family, we've always been dog people. Dogs are just a part of the family to us, and been on the road for a while. I didn't have my own dog and wasn't really looking, but at that time, Haley, my wife now, she was traveling with us part-time, and we were actually in a parking lot doing maintenance, and this poor little guy, somebody had ditched him. He was just a pup, and it was really hot out. It was one of the hot, days in the Midwest right there in the heart of the summer, and looked like he was thirsty and hungry, and he came walking up. He's full of fleas, and I'll tell you, I would have taken him anyways, but having Haley there with me, I was playing hard to get on it, and she really wanted to take him in, and so that's how it happened. He found us in a parking lot, and we couldn't say no to him, and he's been traveling with us ever since. And it was we named him Lucky just because of the circumstances, but it was we found him in a Walmart parking lot, so it was either going to be Wally, short for Walmart, or it was going to be Lucky, and we ended up going Lucky.
That is a phenomenal story.
There's a little backstory to my dog.
Oh my gosh, awesome. That's fantastic. That's really cool. They say that you don't find a dog, dogs find you.
That's right.
And I think that is precisely what it is. Okay, so you got Haley, you got a 1-year-old, and you got Lucky.
Yeah.
Where does Haley like to sightsee? Does she like to sightsee at malls, or does she like to sightsee at parks? What is it like traveling around with the wife and the family?
It's good. With racing and everything, it's really busy and it can be stressful or whatnot, but it's nice traveling around with the family. It has its perks and it has things that make it tougher, but overall it's nice. It makes the tough nights, a little better when I get to come in and see my daughter and things like that. But as far as Haley, she never really left the West Coast before we met and got traveling and, things she likes to do. Like we were down at Pensacola Beach there this last weekend, and she's actually never been to, the ocean out here or anything like that. So she got to see that for the first time. And we like to hike. We like to do things outside. So any opportunity we get to go see monuments outside or be active outdoors, we like to do that. And of course, she likes to go to the malls and things like that. And actually, I don't know if it's a good thing to admit this, but sometimes I'll go and we'll go together and get pedicures and things like that. So, we stay busy. We try to balance it out as good as we can with having a normal life, but, yet still living our lives on the road. So, for being a young family and just having a young daughter, I feel like we're doing a good job so far.
Sounds like it. Yeah,
that's really cool.
I'll say this. Okay, I'll say this. I'm going to vouch for you, Seth. If someone 5 years ago would have said, go get a pedicure, I'd have called him crazy, but I've done it a few times. And gentlemen,
you know what?
Gentlemen, you need
exactly
to do this.
The same. Yeah. I looked at it like it was not very manly, and then, I actually ended up going and doing it once, and I was like, man, that's all right. I don't care what anybody says.
That's right. That's right. I'll get over that not manly thing pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. I'm with you on that.
That's really cool. And it's really great that you're getting to experience that road life and have what you said, quote unquote, normal life, living on the road. And talk about that. Being from Washington and traveling the ASCS tour, they don't really get back to Washington until about July. And you said you're in Oklahoma City right now at a shop. So do you have different places that you stop all across the country?
For the most part, where I'm at here in Oklahoma City, I met a gentleman quite a few years back. His name was Dennis Marshala, who owned a business here in Oklahoma City, Oilfield Equipment Manufacturing. They've been longtime supporters of me. Once I met Dennis, I've been at his place of work here for many years now, just right here in Oklahoma City. So before the Dennis Marshala era came along for me, there was a lot of different places I'd stop throughout the country and really didn't have anywhere to go. So we were really, truly like traveling gypsies at that point. But when I met Dennis, it brought, it grounded us a lot more in the Midwest, and it's made things a lot more simple. So we spend most of our time here during the summer. It's been great. It's almost like a second home, but I feel like it's always been a little bit different for me traveling compared to some of the teams we travel for, because a lot of the guys that I race with and travel with out here, it seems like they're either living in Oklahoma or Texas or Kansas or somewhere around here. So it's a lot of weekend trips and then come back home. Well, for me, it's hard to get home to Washington, being so far away. So it's really like I leave home, in February, and I get to come home there 1 or 2 weekends in June or July. And then other than that, I'm on the road the whole time. So it's really like when I leave home, I go to work and I don't get to come back home for a long time. So being here in Oklahoma City has been nice. It's kind of like a second home for us.
Indeed. Good stuff. My understanding is the ASCS National Tour, is that the game plan this year when they fire up here in a few weeks in Texas?
Yeah, that's the game plan. That's what we've followed for a few years now, and going down to Florida and running with USCS at the beginning of this year like we just did. We kind of wanted to go down there, and really the only opportunity we have as a 360 team to get some laps in before our season starts. So that was kind of our goal, was to go down there and test and tune and go through some scenarios we might face, early on in the ASCS season here. So that's what we were doing there. And as far as scenarios go, we wanted to play out. I think we pretty much came across every scenario we're going to come across. We won, we ran all right, we wrecked race cars, so we dealt with a little bit of it all down there.
A little bit of everything, that's for sure. Seth, a pleasure chatting with you. Fairly confident we'll talk to you down the road as you can continue to get the victories along the way, but thanks for your time, and best of luck as you get ready to kick off the ASCS season here in a few weeks.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
There we go, Seth Bergman. Now there's a great
pedicures, dogs.
Yeah, pedicures, dogs. We covered it all there with Seth.
And some racing in there.
And some racing in there as well. We need to step away. When we come back, Kendra Jacobs from Knoxville Raceway. She joins us next.
Aggressive Hydraulics, where we engineer the cylinders that move your business. We specialize in designing and manufacturing purpose-built, application-specific hydraulic cylinders with superior precision and performance, making OEM products stronger, crafting cylinders that operate on a global basis in a wide variety of industries and applications. Get aggressive with your cylinder challenges. AggressiveHydraulics.com.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing. Sage Fruit has been a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the last 15 years and a proud partner of Wing Nation for the last 3 years. We love sprint car racing, and we are there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
The American Sprint Car Series is back for its 27th year. Whether you're catching the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour at tracks like Williams Grove, Skagit Speedway, Knoxville Raceway, Lucas Oil Speedway, or any of the 6 regional tours across the United States, you'll find the ASCS Nation racing at a track near you. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram today. Then see the full schedule, track-by-track history, updates, and more at ASCSRacing.com.
This is Tony Stewart. You're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Welcome back. Thank you, Tony. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Joining us on the hotline is the GM at Knoxville Raceway. Kendra Jacobs is on the line. What's going on, girl?
Nothing. Well, lots of stuff.
Nothing. No big deal.
Busted. No.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the go-to answer, but then you think about it for a split second, you're like, oh, no, lots of things are going on. It's good. It's almost race season.
I know. Key question here, Kendra. You're going to see if we sweep the deck here. We just had Seth Bergman on, and he acknowledged that he likes pedicures. Ashley likes pedicures. I like pedicures. Are you a pedi girl?
I like them, but I'm really cheap and don't like spending the money on them. So
I'm with you there, too.
Myself.
Okay, I'm with you there, too. The dollar and cent thing is what prevents me from doing it. But how about that? Seth Bergman got us started down the pedicures.
Pedicures, absolutely.
Who knew that was coming up? Yeah.
I think if people had to guess between which one of your two guests today would bring that up, it would not have been him.
I agree with you. Well, he acknowledged, he says, maybe I shouldn't say this, but at times my wife and I'll go to the mall, and then, well, here we go. We got a topic along the way.
Hey, but surely there's a spa there in Knoxville that maybe you could work a deal with and
Ooh.
throw some, sponsorship up on the, some signage up, and they can fork out some pedicures for you.
I think you've been to Knoxville before. Spas are not really our thing.
Yeah, now that you mention it. But a pedicure after a 5K would be good.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
We got to get this 5K going.
I'm with you, girl. I'm with you, girl. And I know this may shock people, but I'm with you. I am with you. I've already acknowledged I'll do a pedicure. I'll do a 5K too. How about that?
I'm in on the 5K, but I feel like it's going to be like a puking rally or something.
Well, it depends. No, it's going to end at Dingus, not start at Dingus.
Okay.
Ah, there we go.
But I'm still saying from this sleep that's not had from the night previous.
Oh, sleep is overrated that week. Sleep is overrated that week. All right, Kendra. Plans for 2018 and the famed Knoxville Raceway at the Marion County Fairgrounds. How are things looking? What you got cooking for everybody out there?
It's good. And I mean, not too much of the season has changed, except excited about having the All-Stars come out the week before the 360 Nationals. That's always a fun night. It kind of kicks off August, really. We've seen in the past couple of years campers come out earlier and earlier, and what used to be staying for 4 days is now staying for almost 3 weeks. So fun to have the All-Stars there on July 28th, and really exciting that we did get confirmation Tony Stewart is racing that night. So always fun when Smoke shows up and tries to put a hurting on everybody else. So that'll be a fun addition this year. And, you know, we've already, as people who follow me on Twitter seen, we've already started plans for the off-track fun activities during 410 Nationals, and really focusing a lot on late model Nationals this year and trying to keep that event going in the right direction. You know, the attendance keeps going up. So want to put some of the fun activities off track that we do during 410 Nationals at late model Nationals too. So lots of fun stuff coming up. There's other things that are always cooking in my brain of fun, different things we can do. So that'll start being announced more in the next few weeks.
Well, Kendra, with your background and your family in racing, I want to know who kind of is your soundboard. You know, when you come up with these ideas, who are some of the first people that you go to and kind of pitch these to before you go wild with them?
A lot of times I'll talk to my brother, Lee, sometimes. He's actually the one who came up with the idea about doing a lip sync or karaoke battle on stage with some of the drivers and teams. So that's something we're looking into. But most of the time, I just throw it out on Twitter and see if there's any feedback. And if it's positive and there's a lot of feedback, then I know we'll get some traction. If it just kind of stays quiet and it doesn't really move the needle, then I know I need to keep working and think of something new. But really, I just want the general fan feedback more than anything else.
Indeed. That's ultimately who pays all the bills for everything along the way. Kendra, we've talked about the big events along the way. We've talked about the Nationals, of course, and I know we'll talk about that a lot as it gets closer. Week in and week out, the 410 Racing Series, best prize money and the best prize money, one of the strongest fields of cars. How are things looking for your weekly shows out there as they get ready to kick off here and not too long down the road?
I mean, it's good. Our opening night usually has 100-plus cars in the infield, which is always exciting. Our 360 class is usually our biggest one. And with the added Booster Club money this year to up the purse of the 360s, I think that we'll see a really strong 360 class again. You know, our 410 side, we lost our champion, Ian Madsen. He went out to the World of Outlaw Tour. So that one hurt things a little bit. And we also have seen, you know, we don't have a points night on the Kings Royal. So some of our bigger names like McCarl, Brian Brown, Kerry Madsen, they go out to Kings Royal for that race. So we don't have a huge 410 point follower necessarily. These guys, there's no guarantee of who's going to be there every week, but I kind of like that. I like on the 410 side to show up on a Saturday and say, ooh, look who rolled in to the infield. So I think we'll see that more this year, especially with some of the California guys venturing out. We'll see them sprinkle in every once in a while and show up to race on a random Saturday night. So I think a lot of the IRA guys and some of the guys from a little further north of us might start coming down a little more. So it'll be fun to see by about the third or fourth Saturday of the season who are going to be the regulars and who are going to be the people that stand out. I look for a really good year from Austin McCarl. He really showed a lot of talent towards the end of last season. And honestly, he's just one of my favorite people at the track. He's always happy and always out with the fans. And I'm really excited to see what he does this year. And I look for him to be up there in the 410 point standing.
I'm telling you what, I literally goosebumps talking about Knoxville and what's going to happen there. It is going to be a great, great season. Can't wait for you guys to get it fired off here a little bit down the road. Kendra, as always, we appreciate your time. Thanks for returning to Wing Nation. Always welcome here.
Yes.
And great chatting with you here today.
Good talking to you guys. And you know, the invitation is always out there to come out anytime.
We got to work on that one. We got to work on that. I want to get out there for a regular. I want to get out there for a regular show. I got to get out there for a regular show. Yeah, we got to work on that. I'll have my people get with your people.
Perfect.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Kendra.
All right, bye, guys.
There we go. Kendra Jacobs. Those of you new to Wing Nation, Kendra was my original co-host on this show for years and years. She's kind of the one that got this whole thing started. Let's just be honest. I might have had a little bit of the idea. She's the one that took it out there and took it to the masses, and we love Kendra to death, and we're so excited for what she's done out at Knoxville and just damn proud.
Well, yeah, it's just so cool to see what she's done in her lifetime with all the things that she's accomplished. Really,
fantastic.
really amazing.
It really
Truly
is.
amazing.
We really are so proud of her, that's for sure. Hey, we need to step away. More Wing Nation in just a moment.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld racing wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld racing wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld racing wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing. Proven speed.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum is proud to open the Brian Clausen Suite Tower in 2018. Located next to the museum, it's a testament to the sprint car community's commitment to honor Brian Clausen's legacy while helping the museum sustain financial stability into the future. To donate to the Brian Clausen Suite Tower and help cover construction costs, visit bcforever.com or call the museum directly at 800-874-4488. Bring your friends by the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum next time you visit Knoxville.
Increase your vehicle's performance with Lucas Oil Stabilizer or Fuel Treatment on sale for $9.99 at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Increase oil life, eliminate dry starts, save gas, and reduce wear with a 32-ounce bottle of Lucas Oil Stabilizer or Fuel Treatment at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Rico Aber, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Thank you, Rico. Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Love talking about Knoxville. And turn number 2 at Knoxville is the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Well, let's talk about the birthdays here. Babe Stapp and Glenn Fitzcharles, Monday. Tomorrow will be Mario Andretti. How about that? Joe Gertie. Billy Pouch later this week. Pouchy, Duke Nalen. Fred Raymer has a birthday coming up. Rick Unger. Today, Steve Beitler. Now, I have him down for Saturday and today. Maybe he has 2 birthdays.
That's okay, too.
Okay, exactly. Steve Chassie. Yeah, Ashley has a whole month for her birthday. So Beitler can have 2 days. He's a Hall of Famer now, for God's sake. And listen to this. Ted Horn, 1991 inductee into the Hall of Fame. Grew up in L.A. He was born in Cincinnati. So our producer, Craig Moore, loves him automatically. Exactly. Moved to L.A., 15 years old, got a job with the L.A. Times. He gets a speeding ticket. Gets a speeding ticket. Here's his punishment. Go to San Jose Speedway, find a team owner, and get that speed out of your system.
That's awesome.
The cop
is amazing.
Impounded his car and told him, you don't get your car back until you've driven a race car at San Jose Speedway. Get this speed out of your system. He got his car back, but he got the speed in his system. He is a 3-time AAA champion. Just an amazing story, really was. Tragically, he died in 1948 in a crash at Duquesne at 38 years old. But Ted Horn, a speeding ticket sent him into racing.
And kudos to that police officer.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So great stuff. Those stories at Sprint Car Hall of Fame, www.sprintcarhof, turn number 2 at Knoxville. Coming up this week, we've got Jason Myers. Yes, that story. Jason Myers. He's back Thursday on Wing Nation Weekend, presented by Hefner Racing Products. Saturday, Greg Wilson on our Wing Nation show, presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. And Ashley, Vegas starts off.
That's right.
And then Pennsylvania. We're going to have a great weekend coming up.
It's time to go racing.
Time to go racing. No doubt about it. Well, we appreciate Seth Bergman for joining us and Kendra Jacobs as well. More important than all of that, though, thank you for joining us here on MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires.
You've been listening to Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tire. Ride on our strength. You can also find Winged Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center. Winged Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.